Hello and welcome to No Win, No Fee, the show where all 12 of today's contestants are hoping to go home with £4,000, and I'm very much hoping that they don't, because I do not get paid for presenting the show. If one of these people take the money, then I go away with absolutely nothing. Zero. No win, no fee for me. And if you don't believe me, take a look at it in black and white. Here's my contract. Read what it says. Remuneration. The presenter agrees that he shall receive no fee for providing the services. In fact, the only way I make anything is if these people fail to win the money, and then I go home with £4,000. Let's meet the people who are standing in the way of me and my fee. There's Sally, Andy, Chris, Ruth. Hello to Jenny. There's Jonathan, Katie, Hugh, Jean, Maureen, Ewan and Pat. Now, these people only met just before the show. They know very little about each other. They've been playing their cards close to their chests. This is a game of assumption and presumption. I'm going to ask people to choose an opponent they think will get a question wrong. You're going to be preying on other people's weaknesses. It's sudden death. It's all about first impressions. At the moment, there are 12 of you, but I'm delighted to say in a few minutes, there'll be just 6 of you left. And we're going to start by randomly choosing just one of you. So who's going to be up first? Just choose a question, then pick an opponent who they think is going to get that question wrong. And Hugh, it's you. I wonder how good you are at judging other people by only their expressions. Come and join me and choose your question. He looks very confident. Are you feeling confident?
Very.
OK. Here are a couple of questions to choose from. It's very straightforward. Which one do you think somebody's going to get wrong, top or bottom? You might be thinking, which one do you know? But it's not about what you know, Hugh. It's about what you think other people know.
Yeah, I've picked one. The top one, please. The
top question. Here's the question Hugh has chosen. Which religion believes in the 4 noble truths? I think Maureen's looking a bit thoughtful, maybe a bit worried, but don't let me influence you. Pat looks like he's carved out of stone. Who are you going to go for? What are you thinking?
Maureen.
So, Maureen, I'm sure I didn't influence him. He thinks you're going to get this question wrong. Will you join us and face your question? So why did you go for Maureen?
Young, didn't look too religious. Just going on my gut feeling.
OK, so it's really just a kind of hunch?
Yep.
Now, if Maureen gets the answer right, you're out of the game, Hugh. On a hunch, on a whim, on a guess. But if she's wrong, you stay in. You get closer to my £4,000. Here's the question. Which religion believes in the 4 noble truths? You still think she's going to get this wrong?
Yep.
She's going to be your passport to the next round, you think?
I reckon so.
She's doing her best to make sure that doesn't happen. Maureen? Which religion believes in the 4 noble truths?
I'm going to go for Buddhism.
The answer is Buddhism. Maureen, you're right. Which means, Maureen, you've got a place in the next round. Hugh, it's been wonderful meeting you, but I'm delighted to say you're out. So it is about guesswork. It's about instinct and intuition, but as we've just seen, those skills can let you down. They can backfire. Who's up next to choose an opponent? And it's Katie. I wonder how good Katie's ability to judge other people is. We're going to find out now. Katie, will you join me now and choose your question? Lot of money, £4,000.
Oh, it is a lot of money.
Now, you've got a choice of 2 questions. Which one do you think is the most difficult? Which one will people get wrong, top or bottom?
Bottom.
The bottom question.
Yeah.
Here's the question Katie has chosen. She's going to be looking at your faces. Which English playwright was murdered by his lover, Kenneth Halliwell, in 1967? Chris is looking pensive, puzzled, and on the whole rather worried. And there's Andy smiling away. Look at him.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a double bluff as well. I'm going to go for Ewan.
Ewan, she thinks you're going to get this question wrong. Will you join me now and face your question? Why Ewan? Was it his age?
Yes, that has a factor there.
Ewan, here's your question. You must get this right. Take as much time as you like, though. Which English playwright was murdered by his lover, Kenneth Halliwell, in 1967? He's thinking, pondering. You still pleased you chose him?
Yes, I think so.
He's giving you a nice kind of narrow-eyed,
He is, isn't he?
superior stare. But he could be bluffing.
He could be bluffing.
He needs to get this right to stay in the game. Ewan, if you're right, you stay in. Here's the question. Which English playwright was murdered by his lover, Kenneth Halliwell, in 1967?
Well, I'd say Joe Walton.
If you're right, you're through to the next round, and Kate is out. He wrote Loot and What the Butler Saw. Joe Walton is the right answer. So, Ewan, you're through to the next round, and Katie, I'm delighted to say, go home, you're out.
Thank you.
So, 8 contestants left, but only 4 places left in the final round, and that's the game. Who's going to be up next? And it's going to be When Paul Meets Sally. Join me, Sally. Choose your question. Now, would you rather be picking a question or answering a question?
Picking a question.
Well, that's good then, because you've got a choice of 2. You've got to pick a question that somebody here is going to get wrong. You want to send somebody out of the game so you can stay in. What's it going to be, top or bottom?
Bottom, please.
The bottom question. OK, so that's the one you think somebody's going to get wrong. But which somebody? A lot of faces very expectant. Here's the question. Boxer Prince Nassim Hamed is a native of which city? You've got to pick somebody to get it wrong, Sally.
I'd like to pick Jean.
So, Jean, I know you're eager. Are you eager because you know the answer? Or because you want to end the agony? Let's find out. Join us and face your question. Now, was it because you don't think Jean's a boxing fan you've gone for?
Yes, I don't really see Jean as a boxing fan.
You never know, though.
No,
The sweet
she could
science, they call
surprise
it.
me.
Here's a question. You've got to get this right, Jean, to stay in the game. Take your time. Boxer Prince Nassim Hamed is a native of which city? Take your time. Still pleased you chose her?
I think so, yeah.
OK. You're banking on Jean getting this one wrong. What's going through your mind, Jean?
I've picked a possible, whether right or wrong, so be it.
Well, if it's wrong, so be it means you're out.
Yes,
But if you're right, Sally goes.
yes.
Here we go, Jean. Boxer Prince Nassim Hamed is a native of which city?
Bangkok.
It's very close. The answer is Sheffield, so Jean, you're wrong. Which means, Sally, you're through to the next round, and Jean, it's been fantastic meeting you, but I'm happy to say you are out. So our lights are flashing. Someone's going to be chosen at random to come up and choose a question they hope their opponents are going to get wrong. And it's the man of stone, Jonathan. How good is he at judging character? Let's find out. Jonathan, join me. Choose your question. How you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Managed to avoid being picked so far by a
Absolutely.
human opponent, but our lights did it for us. Would you rather be answering or picking?
Definitely picking.
OK, he's being confident. He could be bluffing. Top or bottom? Which question do you think somebody here is going to get wrong?
Top one.
The top one. He didn't take long to decide. Here it comes. Take a look at all their faces. Bunker Hill was the first major battle of which war? Ruth is looking slightly less confident. Pat looks very, very impassive.
I'm going to pick Jenny.
So, Jenny, maybe you smile once too often, or maybe you'll have the last laugh. Join us. Face your question. Why'd you go for Jenny?
I didn't think she'd know the answer.
You're hoping she doesn't know the answer.
That's right.
Here's the question. Take your time. Bunker Hill was the first major battle of which war?
Okay, it is a bit of a guess. My boyfriend will kill me if I get this wrong.
I'm sure he won't.
I would say the Falklands.
The Falklands War.
Yeah.
The answer is the American War of Independence, a little before the Falklands War. So, Jenny, you're wrong. Which means Jonathan is through to the next round, and Jenny, give my regards to your boyfriend.
Thank you.
It's been great fun. I'm delighted to say you're out.
Thank you.
Only 4 contestants left, only 2 places in the final round, £4,000. I'm hoping they all fail, so I go home with the money. Who's up next? And it's Chris, looking slightly surprised. Chris, join me now. Choose your question. Now, you haven't got as many people to choose from.
This is true.
But you have had a good amount of time, maybe even to look at people's reactions. Maybe Pat, maybe Ruth beside you. Maybe you've seen and you've been sussing them out and sizing them up. He's got a choice of 2 questions. One of them, he's hoping one of you 3 will get wrong, so you'll be leaving the game. Which one do you fancy, top or bottom, Chris?
Top one.
The top question.
Yes.
Here it comes. Try and drink in every facial tick, every nervous reaction, and then pick an opponent who's going to get this question wrong. Here it comes. During which war is the TV show MASH set? Will it be Andy, Ruth, or Pat?
I think I'll drop Ruth in it.
So, Ruth, he thinks you're going to get this wrong. Why don't you come up and try and prove him wrong? Join me and face your question. Very confident-looking woman, very smiley. Maybe a bit more nervous now, but she could be faking. Why did you pick Ruth?
Well, the 2 lads are probably more likely to know something about something set during a war.
OK, Ruth, here's your question. You have to get this right to stay in the game. During which war is the TV show MASH set? Take your time. Think about it. You think she might get this right?
I think she might.
I'm praying I do.
You want that 4,000, don't you,
Oh, I
Ruth?
do.
So handy, isn't it?
It would be nice. Well, I just don't want you to have it. But...
I'm going to be unbiased because I know one of them is going out, but I'm keeping my eye on this one if she does get through. Ruth, look at me when I'm talking to Ruth. During which war is the TV show MASH set?
I'm hoping it wasn't too obvious and that it's the Vietnam War. And that's my answer.
The Vietnam War.
That is my answer.
The answer is the Mobile Army Surgical Hospital was looking after the wounded of the Korean War. Ruth, you're wrong. Which means, Chris, take your place for the next round. And Ruth, commiserations. But on the whole, I'm quite happy to say you're out. Just 2 people left. Last chance for the last place in the final round. Will it be Andy up or Pat up first? And it's the man who's all smiles. It's Andy. Andy, will you join me and choose this all-important last question of round 1? Now, you have been directly opposite Pat. You've been studying him, but he hasn't given much away. You've got no choice of contestant. What you can choose is your question. Top or bottom?
I'll go for the top one.
The top question.
Yeah.
Now, this is for you, Pat. I'm going to leave you there for a minute thereafter I've read it so you get the same amount of thinking time as other contestants in the interest of fairness. What nationality was fairy tale author Hans Christian Andersen? Stay there for a moment. Is anything in his expression making you think you've chosen the wrong question?
No.
Pat, will you join us and face your question? It's the 3 of us then in round 1. I'm definitely going through. £4,000.
Lucky you.
Will it be Andy or Pat? Pat, take as long as you like. Here's your question. What nationality was fairy tale author Hans Christian Andersen? I think he's quite eager to answer, you know.
I think he looks very confident, doesn't he?
He does. Could go either way. Pat? What nationality was fairy tale author Hans Christian Andersen, would you say?
Danish.
Not much hesitation there. Hans Christian Andersen was, in fact, Danish. Pat, you're right. Which means, Pat, you are through to the next round. And Andy, it's been great fun, but it's just one of those things. You're out. But well done to all 6 of you so far. You've managed to eliminate your opponents, either because you're a good judge of character, you're clever, or maybe you're just lucky. But let's hope you've all been paying attention to everybody else's strengths and maybe more importantly, weaknesses, because now it's time for you to go head-to-head with each other. And with me, of course. Why me? Well, if none of you win, I put 4,000 lovely pound coins in my pocket. Otherwise, I get nothing from this show. So I hope it's no win, no fee for you as we all take one step closer to that money. And in round 2, things are going to get decidedly trickier. Judgment of character is now crucial because you've got to choose an opponent before hearing the question. I'm going to then read that question, and to stay in the game, you've got to tell me if you think your opponent is going to get it right or wrong. As always, we start by randomly choosing one of you. So who's going to be up first? Whose judgment of character is going to be tested? And it's going to be Jonathan. He's got to predict whether somebody's going to give me a right or a wrong answer. Jonathan, join us now and choose your opponent. Pretty good at assessing people in round 1, weren't you? Take a look round. £4,000 maybe coming your way. You pick an opponent, I read a question, you've got to tell me whether they're going to get it right or wrong. Who are you going to go for?
I think it's going to be Sally.
So Sally thinks she's got the measure of you. Join us and face your question. And it is simple. I'm going to read Sally a question. Before she answers, you've got to tell us whether she's going to get it right or wrong. Sally, here's your question. Which country produces the highest number of films? Think about it. Why did you pick her in the first place?
Probably latent sexism.
What, you think she might be easy to read or a little on the dim side?
Either or both.
He's not winning any friends here, is he, Sally? So Sally wants to do her best now, I think, to fox you, to bluff you, to send you in the wrong direction. What are you thinking at the moment? Doesn't have to be a final answer now, but do you think she's going to get it right or wrong?
I'm thinking I'd get it right, but then...
But you're a man, you know everything.
Exactly.
You're very bright.
Absolutely. I'm erring towards her not knowing it.
OK, keep studying her. Is that going to be your answer?
It is going to be my answer.
So Sally is going to get this question wrong.
Hopefully.
Imagine the look of jubilation on her face and on the faces of all the women watching if she sends you out of the game, if she gets it right. And she's got to get it right to stay in the game. Sally, what are you thinking? Here's your question. Which country produces the highest number of films?
I think I'm going to go for India.
India. If you're right, you stay in the game. If you're wrong, you go, and we're stuck with Jonathan. You said India. The country that produces the highest number of films is India. You're right. Which means, Sally, you're still in the game. And Jonathan, it gives me great pleasure to say, sit down, you're out. One contestant down, one less person standing between me and my fee, £4,000. But these people want the money as well. Whose judgment of character is going to be tested next? And it's Ewan. He's up now. Come and choose an opponent. Of course, you got the question right.
Yep.
Don't know whether you're bluffing or not. Maybe you plucked it from the memory at the last moment. This time round, though, it's very simple. You pick an opponent, somebody you think you can read, maybe somebody you think is intelligent, or somebody you think is going to have gaps in their knowledge. Who are you tempted by? Who are you going to go for?
Sally.
Sally, he thinks he's got the measure of you, he thinks he's sussed you out. Join us now and face your question. Now, Sally managed to get rid of Jonathan. He said he'd picked her because A, she was female, and B, because she was female, he thought she was a bit dim. Jonathan's now history. Why did you pick her?
I don't think she's dim, but I think I can read her, so...
Right. Here we go. In the TV show, in what type of building does Jonathan Creek live? Have a think. Would you know this?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that Sally knows it, does it?
No.
What are those first impressions telling you? Right or wrong?
I think she'll probably get it right.
So from saying you can read it like a book, you're now saying, I think she'll probably, fingers crossed, I hope, get it right.
Yeah.
OK. Confident?
Not really, no, but...
But you're putting your faith in her? Could be good news for me, because if Sally is wrong, she's out, you're out, I'm closer to £4,000. Question is, in the TV show, in what type of building does Jonathan Creek live?
I think it's a lighthouse.
That's your answer?
Yeah.
Jonathan Creek lives in a windmill. Sally, you're wrong. Which means I'm delighted to say it's a 2-for-1 deal, because Ian's wrong as well, to say you're going to get it right. Congratulations. Well done. I'm happy. You're both out of the game. 3 people left. Who's going to pick an opponent? Somebody they can suss out, somebody they can read. Let's find out. Well, it's time for Pat to join me and choose an opponent. Choice of 2. Who do you think you can read, Pat? Chris or Maureen? Who can you put your faith in?
I'll go for Maureen.
So, Maureen, it's time for you and Pat to go head-to-head as you face your question. Could have picked Chris, of course, but you said no to Chris. Why Maureen?
I've never been able to read a woman before, so this is a bit of a challenge.
So if you go away empty-handed, you'll learn something, but you know nothing about women. OK. £4,000 still up for grabs. I hope it's coming my way. Here's your question. Maureen, which European city is known to its inhabitants as Old Riki? We should get this wrong or right. Bluff, double bluff, triple bluff.
She'll get it right.
She'll get it right.
Mm-hmm.
If she does get it right, you're both still in the game. If she's wrong, you are both out. I need an answer, Maureen. Which European city is known to its inhabitants as Old Riki?
Old Riki, it sounds a bit like Reykjavik, so probably wrong, but I'm going to go for that.
For Reykjavik?
Yeah.
The answer is Edinburgh. Maureen, you are wrong. Which means, Maureen, you got the answer wrong, so you're out of the game. Pat, you thought, you hoped, you prayed she was going to get it right, so you're out of the game.
Still can't read women.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to say, sit down, you're out. And that leaves just you, Chris, still in play. But you can't win £4,000 that easily. Will you please join me? Congratulations, you've done very well to get this far. Got some questions right. And you're the only one left standing between me and my pay packet. But I can't let you win that easily. Wouldn't be fair. You've got to have an opponent to go head-to-head with. Those are the rules. And of course, it can't be me. Because why should you trust me? I've had the questions.
You've had the questions, yeah,
and of course, a win for you means no fee for me. So I want you to pick one of the players sitting down to bring back and play against you for the money. Who's it going to be?
It's got to be Sally.
A nice smiling face there, because Sally, he's given you a second chance. Will you join us and face your question? The unexpected for you, Sally. Here's the question. Where in your body would you find your thymus gland? Why did you go for Sally?
She's a bright little thing, isn't she? She's got that spark about her. There's intelligence. There's knowledge. Could give us a run for our money. She could take £4 off us.
So you think she's going to get it right?
Didn't say that.
You see, the thing is, if she gets it right, and you say she's going to get it wrong, even though you gave her that second chance, she gets £4,000. Right or wrong, Chris?
I don't think she's going to get it right, Paul.
You think she's going to get it wrong, then? Now, if she does get it wrong, you get £4,000. Sally, you've got to hope you're going to get it right. Prove him wrong, you get £4,000. Either way, I'm going home with nothing. Sally, for £4,000, where in your body would you find your thymus gland?
Well, I think it's something to do with the thyroid, which is in the neck. That's my answer.
Somewhere in the neck.
Yeah.
The answer is in your chest, so Sally, you're wrong. Which means, Sally, sit down, you're out. And Chris, congratulations, you've won £4,000. He's taken the money away from me and the 11 other contestants. He did very well, showed a lot of grace under pressure. Congratulations. And I'm going home with nothing. Join us again the next time on No Win, No Fee to find out who gets the cash the next time. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.